Hello everyone, good evening, welcome to the session. Hi Samyak, hi Shine, good evening, welcome to the session everyone. Thank you for joining in for another session of MBA FAQs where you can get your doubts regarding MBA resolved. So today I'm up with some already existing doubts which I've collected, but I've just selected it over those doubts which are kind of repetitive. But yes, as you all know, the rule remains the same. Anyone who joins the live session and drops a doubt here would be getting answered. So you can get started and you can send it in the chat. Hi, good evening. I've been good. If I remember it right, are you Utkarsh? Like, I'm just making a guess. Okay. Hi, Tejas. Good evening. Okay, great. I'm so happy to see you here. Let's get started. And what we will be doing is, oh, yes, I got your name right. See, good memory, huh? Hi, Fardeen. Good evening. I'm doing good. How are you? So we'll start with some basic questions. But before that, if you have any, you can definitely feel free to drop it in the comment section. I'll take it with the questions I already mentioned in the thumbnails. Okay. So starting with the first one, the last one actually in the thumbnail, that is very essential for the ones who feel little, cautious about their quant scores. Okay. Thank you, Utkarsh. Good evening, Alicia. How are you doing? I'm so happy to see you here. Okay, so let's get started. First thing first. That means we will first talk about the concept of quants. Quants is something which really troubles many of you. And I've been telling you many tips and many topics which are important and things like that. But you know what? There is still a set of audience who demands for something more. And when I say something more, by that I mean the one which is written in the thumbnail. If you feel that you're zero in quants, you need a lot of help, you need some kind of a special guidance in this, then definitely we would take up your question also specifically. जिन्हें ज़्यादा attention requirement है. Fardeen, I'll take up your question. Okay. So when we come to this, okay, how would you attend the questions? Okay, when I say attend the questions, there is a catch over here. The catch over here is error log तो आपको maintain करना ही है, questions आपको practice करने ही हैं. Also, you can apply the DILR rule to the quants workbook where you can put 2:1, where 2 questions examples you will see in the question paper or the solution provided to that. आप उनके solutions देखोगे, समझोगे what you need to do in that, and one question you will do by yourself altogether. But please remember, when I say watching the solution, I never say not doing the calculation. Hi Vallabh, good evening, welcome to the session. So when I say this, if you are zero in quants or if you need some special attention in quants, remember that the questions which I'm asking you to solve, I mean, not solve, but just look at the solution. In those questions, please keep a notebook next to you. If you see that the solution says that you are multiplying, suppose 2x minus 5 with 2 and equating that with 10, ये वाली calculation आपको करनी है. This is something which you guys are supposed to do with your pen and paper. And if you do this continuously, you will see that the fear of working with the numbers will gradually go away. All right. So we will work on that. And the most important thing, now please everyone pay attention. This is most important. So the most important and a new thing, which is different, which others might not do, who are doing fairly well, or maybe you can say who are scoring someone around, at least, a decent score. Decent score can be somewhere between doing at least 6 questions right in XAT, both I'm saying, at least 6 questions right. For you, you might not do it. For the ones who are zero in quants, as you call yourself, so you can practice doing one thing. You do a question, okay? You do a question, then the next step will be make a similar question, very similar. Okay, maybe if you can begin with just changing the numbers, or maybe you can just change the context a little bit. Like, take a simple example of time, speed, distance, guys. So suppose in the question they are asking you a condition where the speed is increasing by 1/4. Okay, then what will be the change in the time taken if the distance is constant? That is your question. आपने ऐसा एक question solve किया, Once you have solved that, then come back to what? Come back to a question and make a question where this time you will increase the time by 1/8 time, keeping the distance constant. You will try to find out the speed. Using this trick, you can understand the formulas better, and you know what, when you understand the formulas, no matter how much they tweak the questions, it will not affect your scores and neither affect your solvable skills. And therefore the best thing would be to go for making a similar question what you practiced right now. This is only applicable or useful for the people who have a lot of time and also who are really doing bad at quants, not even able to score 6 correct answers or 4 correct answers in quants right now. ये आपके लिए है. So do this, okay? I hope I made it clear. Now I'll start with some questions which are there in the chat. So I'll start with the first one from Fardeen. He says, ma'am, why cost of top B schools is high? That we have to ask. Actually, this is something which is really a debatable factor, but then yes, they do give scholarships. Okay, IIMs and XLRI and many top B schools do give scholarships. Aditya Birla scholarship सबसे बड़ी scholarship है XLRI में तो. But then when it comes to the other colleges, yes, there are plenty of scholarships, not just innate. That means that the ones which college will be giving you, but there are many external scholarships also. So if you're interested, you can almost think around like getting away with 1/4 or 1/5 of your, what should I say, fees cut by that. Easily ho jayega. And if you're very, very intelligent folk, then so you can definitely get external scholarships also easily. So don't worry about that, Fardeen. Moreover, the companies, I mean the bank companies, the banks also very readily give loan to the folks who are getting admissions into IIMs and top B schools, so you will not have any problem there. हाँ, repay आप ही को करना है, so I would not stress more on that. Then I have a question from Utkarsh saying that if I score 40 plus marks in that and I give decent GDPI, how much chances are there to convert XLRI? Very good chances. It also depends upon your profile, but remember, you have to be very confident in your GDPI round. Make sure you sell yourself very successfully, and you appear in front of the professors as if that you're almost ready to just pass out and get a degree and rock the world outside. Rocking the world outside is very important for the B schools themselves, because whatever you do as a part of your career advancement will be taken into consideration and marked as a batch for the top B school. For example, if you go to IIM Ahmedabad, you pass out the batch in next 2 years and get placed in your dream company and dream job. There, if you are getting promoted also, no, they will send newsletters across every major other companies so that they can attract those companies to come to placements. At the same time, they will send the same message of you getting promoted across all the different media platforms so that the students across get very excited. Array, he has got a job in this particular company, he got promoted to this after doing his MBA from IIM. Oh wow, perfect. I also want to go to IIM Ahmedabad. This is the thing which B schools are doing. I'm also getting to know after I got into it. So yes, आपको ultimately उसकी चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है. There are many, like a lot of fair chance if you get this 40 plus marks. Definitely you will get a call and you can convert it also. Fardeen has a question. I'm very weak in verbal. How to improve my grammar? It's not good in novel reading. Enough for improving grammar. Just don't go by novel reading, Fardeen. That's a serious recommendation from my side. When you are so close to the exam, like around 120 days or something are left, or maybe less than that. I'm talking about that. If it's CAT, it's less than 90 days left. So please don't do novel reading, because your mindset changes when you're reading a story like that. Read something which distresses you, troubles you, irritates you, frustrates you. Can be passages on politics, can be passages on science, can be passages on any stupid thing around you, something which you don't like. So the more you read those uncomfortable topics and RCs, you will be more, adaptive towards reading any shit given to you in the examination. So practice on that manner, the rough. इसलिए देखो, I'll tell you one thing. Times के mocks जो होते हैं ना, they are considered to be the most dreadful mocks, much higher than the level of the actual CAT exam also. but they have a very, I got an opportunity to talk to one of the very senior members in their board of directors, I should say. And this happened across the time centers here in Jamshedpur. I connected with a person, that person made me talk to another person, and then we had a long chat on that. And I personally asked him that, sir, why does this happen? So they say that the standards we maintain at time is because we prepare the students for the worst, and if they are able to go through this worst patch, they will be able to make it up to the cat also. So that's what their mentality and think process is. So yes, that's the same thing. Fardeen, yeah, just wanted to inform you that for your question in verbal, you have to go through more things which make you uncomfortable. The more you read them and try to solve them, the better you will feel during the exam, real exam. Okay. And when it comes to grammar, it is not done overnight, but you can get started with the previous year papers. So take this up, okay, that if you're talking about verbal, guys, verbal may, if you're specifically talking about the grammar section, then grammar may, the first step is to start with the PYQs. When you're learning the PYQs, Samyak, I'll take the question up. So when you're doing PYQs, guys, from there you take up the topics which are given in the PYQs. Us topic pe you do 5 to 10 questions as a practice, and that will be a better approach in lesser time left. Maybe that helps you, Fardeen. Sometimes we feel out of track, not able to track where each section progress is. Daily routine is not set. To be on track and follow a routine. Samyak, this is going to be motivational. See, if I can do it, you can also do it. This is this kind of a funda. I know it's not very easy. Your circumstances and my circumstances are not the same. So it's very easy to say this, but it's really hard to apply. I agree. But it's hard to apply, not impossible. क्या है ना कि when you have that feeling inside you कि this is something I really want badly, your will, your determination will automatically push you forward to that. Will ask you every single time to reattempt it, because all the developments inside us take place only when we are in a storm. Remember, leaders are made when they come out of the storms. So make sure you're preparing yourself to visit that examination hall, which is going to turn your life upside down if things really work well. The life is going to change, and I'm very serious on that. If you're doing an MBA from a top B school, your life is definitely going to change after 2 years, no matter in whichever domain you go. But you will definitely feel a difference between what you were 2 years back and what you are right now. There will be a complete personal enhancement apart from just learning few things of management in the classes. So that's going to be a very life changing experience. So therefore, remember that you have to always remind yourself that if this is not happening, I might lose out on one more year. So keep that in your mind, and when you are forcing yourself onto something कि नहीं ये तो करना ही है, there's no other way around, then automatically you will fall in line and in place. I also feel like, okay, मेरे पास आधा घंटा बचा है, I can just watch some more videos or reels, right? That is more comforting. But then immediately my subconscious mind hits me and says that, come on Priyasha, if you don't do it right now, your deadline will miss. And the moment I remember this, I just get back to work, even if I don't feel like. First 15 minutes, first 10 minutes is something like very difficult. But if I am able to pass that 5 to 10 minutes, I'm able to rock it nicely. Okay. Hi, Victor. Hello, Vallabh. Okay, I'll just take your question back. Don't worry. And yeah. So I hope I answered you, Samyak. Tejas, ma'am, आपने कौन सी टेस्ट सीरीज से प्रैक्टिस किया था for marks? Okay, I'll tell you. Kraku is good, affordable source to practice from. Okay, mocks के लिए. Otherwise, you can definitely go and check out the Cat King portal, especially for XAT. I'm saying this. I'm not sure about their cat thing, but XAT I have tried and it's really good. You can definitely go and try that out. It's effective, guys. Like it's designed by the people who cracked XAT. I mean, the ones who are XAT alumni. So it's very relevant. I myself tried out and I have found out to be useful, good. So Kraku, Cat King, good. Okay. All right. Then coming down to, and yes, if you have the courage of taking up the time mock, you can go and do that. but only if you have the courage to see very bad marks coming. Okay. All right. Then moving to Utkarsh, next set of doubts. Okay, Utkarsh, before taking your next doubt, maybe I'll just move to Victor's doubt. Ma'am, can you please tell how to study number system in modern mathematics, since most of us feel that it's boring and that's why we procrastinate. That's something very true, Victor, and that's the reason why I also started with the number series thingy. I have given you some set of important questions from number system. So just go and visit those videos of Blitz Brigade, the first 2-3 parts of number system where I have dealt with the you know concepts of HCF, LCM, powers, and then another similar concepts. Just go and check those videos, try to do those questions, and then figure out how you can practice more on similar questions like that. The practice material is there in the Telegram group. If by chance you don't know about it, you can go and visit the Telegram group. The link is there in the description box, or it's an open channel. You can just type XAT and it will come in the Telegram. There you have to go to the bio, and from there you have to click on the mega drive link. You will get all the resources needed, Victor. And when it comes to modern maths, I personally feel that you guys should start with modern math, because the concepts like probability, okay, permutation, combination are something with which a lot of questions are solved in the DILR sets as well. So that's going to be really helpful. You can definitely start. And when it comes to motivation to get started with that boring topic, just remind yourself of the intrinsic benefits you would be getting. Like, just tell your mind that, listen, if you start and do the questions from these topics, you would get a direct benefit in not just the quant section but also in the DILR section. It's like being a little, you have to bribe yourself, I can say. Okay. Yeah, sure, Tejas, I'll tell about you. I'll tell about that as well. Okay, coming back to Utkarsh questions, my academics are not very good. These, some COVID promoted. Okay, in class. Okay, fine. And 8th is my profile. Don't worry about that, Utkarsh, because this is something we cannot change. What we can change is that we can boost your XAT score, prepare you very well for the GDPI so that you're able to answer the questions thrown at you, and maybe that will be sufficient for you to get into your dream school. So, I mean, dream B school. So, don't worry about that. How to be away from the office completely? Samyak, this was your question last week also, if I'm right. So staying away from office is really not possible, but what you can do is maybe just try to go on a hibernate mode in the office. Hibernate mode doesn't mean that you're not working. Hibernate mode is that you're working less. If are you working in an IT company, Samyak? Just let me know in the chat. Okay, I'll answer you then. Moving to Vallabh, I'm facing the issue of quants, practicing 40-50 questions but still getting 20-25 in sectional quants, fearing if it's running out of my mind. Vallabh, I have taken this up for you. This is for you. Study a topic, make a similar question out of it. Suppose you did a question on TSD, just go back to the video and check that. Vallabh, I just repeated it. Make a similar question. That is the best effective way to improve in the quants, at least for the ones who are having a tough time. Okay. And Tejas, I'll take that up. Okay. एंड मेरे कितने आवर्स जाते हैं वो सब तो भूल ही जाओ, क्योंकि तेजस एवरीवन्स एफिशिएंसी इज डिफरेंट. हो सकता है कि मैं जो 3 घंटे में पढ़ूं वो टॉपिक आप 1 घंटे में खत्म कर दो. सो द एफिशिएंसी इज कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट. So no matter the so-called people like influencers or leaders according to you, or whatever, the toppers are studying for how many hours is a very vague question to ask. But हाँ, यूपीएससी के एग्जाम में सबसे पहले उसके इंटरव्यू में यही पूछते हैं सारे न्यूज रिपोर्टर्स कि आप कितने घंटे पढ़ाई करते थे, which is a vague question, completely vague question. Tejas, you are a smart chap and you can complete number system in, let's say, just 2 days, giving 3 hours every day. But I am not good at that, and I might take 3 days and 3 hours every day. So that doesn't mean that I'm not smart and you're smart, huh? So that's why it's very, very different and very, very subjective. Don't fall in the trap of these stupid questions and answers. Okay. And when it comes to interview, I'll talk about that. वो कुछ वरुण सर के साथ आप जो एक्सपीरियंस बताओ ना. हाँ, उन्होंने कैट प्रेप, या दैट वाज रियली इंटरेस्टिंग. उन्होंने बताया था एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग सी चीज, कि उन्होंने बताया था कि पैसा बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. ही वाज वेरी ऑनेस्ट इन दैट कि भाई पैसा इंपॉर्टेंट है. Whatever profession is doing now also, he made that very bold move, not just because of the call of passion, but also keeping in mind कि इसमें अगर वो अच्छा करते हैं तो there is a good source of income for him. Because why would a person, give up on a very settled job and come to this? Of course there is passion, 90% passion, but 10% interest towards the monetary benefits as well. And उन्होंने ये बहुत अच्छे से क्लियर किया था कि he sat with one very clear mind कि उनको FMS ही चाहिए. Because being from a very middle class family, he was like, अगर मुझे एमबीए करना है, वो भी दिल्ली में ही थे वो, तो मुझे अगर एमबीए करना है तो आई वुड बी डूइंग इट फ्रॉम एफएमएस ओनली, मेरे ही सिटी में है, तो मेनी 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 डिफरेंट एक्सपेंसेस विल बी कट डाउन. एंड ही नोज कि उससे काफी ज्यादा उनकी ब्रांड को वर्थ मिलेगा. एंड दैट इज व्हाट ही टोल्ड मी अबाउट, एंड ऑल्सो ऑल ऑफ अस ओवर देयर. ओके, जो पढ़ाते हैं वो समझ ना आए तो क्या होगा? दिन ये क्या बात बोल दी. we do have sessions of many professors जिनकी पढ़ाई हुई बातें बिल्कुल समझ में नहीं आती. So for that what we do is we refer to the book very thoroughly, because we know ultimately that वहां से questions आते हैं. Moreover, there's a very important thing that we try to relate it with our life experiences. So if you are fresher, आप अपने प्रिपरेशन की जर्नी या कॉलेज की जर्नी के साथ रिलेट कर सकते हो. if you are a work experience folk, you can actually relate it to your work life experiences कि आपने जो पढ़ा वो आप उसको रियल लाइफ में कैसे अप्लाई करोगे. सो लाइक दिस हम चला लेते हैं. बट हाँ, ऐसे बहुत सारे कोर्सेज हैं और प्रोफेसर्स हैं जिनके हमें कुछ समझ नहीं आता. ऑलराइट, मूविंग नेक्स्ट एचआरएम के इंटरव्यू के बारे में. सो तेजस, माय इंटरव्यू वाज एंटायरली अराउंड माय वर्क एक्सपीरियंस, and they asked me about reading books. So I was very honest in telling them that I don't read a lot of books. There are a handful of 2-3 books which I have read over this entire lifetime of mine, and I really found but yeah, the 2-3 ones which I read, I gave a very nice 2-line summary of that, of my favorite book. Like my favorite book here is Rhonda Byrne's The Secret. So I talked about that 2 lines, and they were really impressed, and they were like, why are you not into reading habits? So I was like, I'm so much into freelancing and other stuff that I hardly get time for reading. Also, I watch a lot of informative stuff around, so I think that part gets fulfilled. So they laughed and they are like, okay, fine. So always remember, in your interviews, be very honest with them, not just talking about your weaknesses, but even if it's something you have not done, feel free to say you have not done. Otherwise वो आपको ऐसे फंसाने वाले हैं ना, that you will be feeling ashamed that आपने क्यों झूठ बोला. So never try that in any of the interviews. उसके बाद मेरे वर्क एक्सपीरियंस के अराउंड ही क्वेश्चंस थे, that how I showed leadership in my work experience, how did I show empathy in my work experience. ऐसे सारे कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स हमारे एक्सपीरियंसेस ही बेसिकली वो पूछ रहे थे. नथिंग अराउंड माय एकेडमिक बैकग्राउंड और नथिंग अराउंड exactly what I did in my BTech. So I was very lucky in that manner. Okay, then moving down, IT corporate life. Okay, Samyak, so I'll tell you, there's a very big benefit in IT companies that आप slow down अगर हो जाओ अपने काम में ना, तो टीम को, मैनेजर को ये बात 45 डेज के बाद ही पता चलेगी कि आप मूड में काम नहीं कर रहे हो. तो टेक द बेनिफिट ऑफ दैट. और अगर पता चल भी गया ना, तो कुछ बहाने बना देना कि बस मोटिवेटेड फील नहीं हो रहा है एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट. और वैसे ही बहाने वहाने बना के ये 100 दिन पार कर दो, एग्जाम अच्छे से दे दो. उसके बाद एग्जाम अच्छा गया तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, और नहीं अच्छा गया तो बैक ऑन ट्रैक, नो प्रॉब्लम. ओके, ऑलराइट. ये एक्चुअली बोलते हैं कैमरा पे कि सिर्फ पीवाईक्यूज एंड मॉक्स कर लिया 99 प्लस आ गए. हाँ तेजस, प्लीज इन बातों पे बिलीव मत करो. आपको खुद जब तक ये बातें समझ नहीं आएंगी ना कि एक फॉर्मूला क्वांट्स का कैसे लगा क्वेश्चन में, that does not make sense if you don't do that, right? So don't go by them. They just come for like, they just say things like that. You have to put in a lot of efforts to get into this, it's not like एक दिन का काम है. वो बोलते ही है कि ऐसे एक दिन का काम है to appear cool, but don't do that. Speechless. All right, मैम आपका थोड़ा बैकअप था क्या? If not XLRI and then backup ऐसा कुछ? हाँ, I was having my work experience, no, so I was like, नहीं होगा तो no problem, I'll try it again next time. I was very clear on that. That's why I never left my job. So you also have to do the same thing. If you are working, don't think on dropping it off. But हाँ, If at the end of the phase you feel like I'm not able to manage, because I would say that not every job is compromising. So if you cannot compromise with your job and study at the same time, you might think about sabbaticals, you might think about taking a temporary leave, but keeping in mind that you have another job ready in hand. And जिन्होंने drop ले लिया है, for those folks, they can definitely go for some paid or unpaid internships side by side. These hold a lot of value, guys, because I'll tell you why work experience hold values. Firstly, the work experience guys will be able to relate better to whatever is taught in the MBA classrooms. Number one. Number two, वर्क एक्सपीरियंस के साथ, यानी कि वर्क करते करते, इफ अ पर्सन इज एबल टू मैनेज हिज प्रिपरेशन ऑल्सो, देन यू आर अ टेस्टमेंट, लिविंग एग्जाम्पल ऑफ समवन हु कैन मैनेज बिग कंपनीज ऑल्सो. So that's why you get extra benefit over it. Okay. थैंक यू विनय. ओके मृदुल मैम, टॉपर ऐसे बताते हैं कि शो में जेन्युइनली स्मार्ट एंड ज्यादा पढ़ाई नहीं करो. या yeah, Mridul, we'll not discuss about that, please. Let's skip that. Okay, no discussions over it. I would not like to talk. All right, Utkarsh, do you want to study in reasoning for that? Yeah, this was one of the questions I'm about to take also. So this came a lot of times across in my DMs. So I'll just take that up. Reasoning, logical reasoning does come up. Okay, does come up in our DI sets. Okay. सो एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पहले ऐसा होता था कि DI सेट्स काफी ज्यादा DI ओरिएंटेड ही होते थे, जैसे बार ग्राफ्स वगैरह दे दिए करते थे. ओके, दे यूज्ड टू गिव यू बार ग्राफ्स एंड उसमें से आपको डेटा निकालना है, थिंग्स लाइक दैट. बट नाउअडेज इफ यू वॉच द XAT क्वेश्चन पेपर फॉर द पास्ट 3 years or 4 years, you would realize that this is not only DI. It's more of like a DILR beginner set. Like अगर आप CAT के DILR के लिए prepare कर रहे हो, then XAT का DI will be very easy for you, no doubt, because the beginner sets of CAT DILR are asked in XAT, so you would be able to cope up with that, not a problem. And where to practice? You have the material, Utkarsh. Please go and get it from there. Start from the basic topics. Like I've already discussed this before in one of my sessions, sitting arrangements, dices wale questions. Basically work on the concepts like probability, that is always asked in all the DI sets. So therefore work on this modern math topics. 1 month is not enough, Mridul. If you are appearing for CAT and preparing for CAT, then 70% of your XAT preparation is also done. Then you can give 1 month of preparation for 100% of DM preparation plus 30% of VA preparation. This can be done in 1 month easily. Okay. Geometry algebra, which is more important in XAT, algebra. And geometry is asked mostly formula based. Okay. So you don't have to worry about that. All right. And there was like I covered up most of the questions here around, okay, which I was having already. So time is also almost up. इसके अलावा कौन से colleges अच्छे हैं? Tejas, see, if you walk down the ladder, थोड़ा नीचे आओगे, see देखो सारे IIMs HR के लिए भी बहुत अच्छे हैं, ठीक है? Hustler, hi, welcome to the session. So every college is really good. For IIMs, I'm saying, for HR, for example, like if you are just trying to specialize there. But this XIMB, like close over here in Ranchi and in Bhubaneswar, are really good colleges as well. Major recruiter is Tata Steel, so you can understand. Okay. Rest of my questions I left. Please provide solution. Which one, Utkarsh? Can you copy paste, please? And Hustler, your question was 2023 score versus percentile was not clear. Can you help? What score is required for 99? Look, Hustler, if you go with a designed score in your head, I will score this much only and that can give me a 99 percentile, you're on the wrong track, not on the right one. Because you never know how the percentiles will change. This year, because the XAT's paper was slightly easier, you saw that you could not hit even the 99 percentile in 40s, which was earlier the case. Earlier, even 37 was giving you a 99 percentile. So you understand this, that always depends upon the difficulty level of the question, Hustler, है ना? तो अगर आप घर से ये सोच के जाओगे कि मैं तो बस 30 दिमाग में रख के जा रहा हूँ for XAT, let's say, Okay, so if for that you're saying कि मैं तो घर से ये सोच के जा रहा हूँ कि I will just focus on 30-40 marks, फिर तो है ना, ये आप उन लोगों के, ये उन लोगों का माइंडसेट हो सकता है जो कि कुछ कोई और कॉलेजेस टारगेट कर रहे हैं अराउंड 80 परसेंटाइल और समथिंग, वो सोच के जा सकते हैं, बट जो 99 टारगेट कर रहे हैं वो कभी ये सोच के नहीं जाते। उनका माइंडसेट ऐसा होता है कि जितने क्वेश्चंस बन जाएंगे मुझसे, आई विल डू और आई विल सॉल्व दोज मेनी क्वेश्चंस इन द एग्जामिनेशन। ओके, so go with that attitude everyone. Okay, and Tejas, stop saying khub bhalo, very good, very nice. Okay, every video you say this. All right, Soumya, how many questions we have to attend in Quant? All, as many as you can solve. Soumya, the same thing which I told to Hustler, this is not an answer which you can prepare yourself with, है ना? तो ऐसा भी नहीं बोल सकती मैं आपको कि मिनिमम 8 क्वेश्चंस करो, क्योंकि अगर क्वेश्चंस इजी हो गए ना, like last year the questions were comparatively easier in that compared to the last 2 years, तो फिर तो बहुत बुरी हाल होने वाली है ना? 8 में कुछ नहीं होगा, फिर आप बोलोगे मैम आपने 8 करने बोला था। ये इट्स नॉट अबाउट डिफेंडिंग और सेविंग माई सेल्फ हियर, इट्स मोर अबाउट नॉट पुलिंग यू डाउन. Why would you pull yourself down when your potentials and capabilities are much higher than that, है ना सौम्या? तो सारे क्वेश्चंस करने हैं, ये सोच के जाओ, as many as I can do. All right, okay, fine. Moving next to Bihar. Okay, Prince, welcome to this session. Good colleges in Bihar, as if like, yeah, we have a couple of good ones. IIM भी है वहाँ, है ना? तो आपको चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Okay, and I'm struggling arithmetic, geometry, doing good, algebra, number system, modern maths. Please give some tips. ये मैंने एक वीडियो में बोला भी हुआ है. हाँ उत्कर्ष, you'll have to check that video also, because अब ये वीडियो बहुत लंबा हो जाएगा if I go in detail about it. But yeah, it's more about, I'm taking up algebra sessions on Blitz Brigade. I'll continue that, so don't worry. I'll talk about the tips in those videos only, you know, otherwise this video will be extremely long. All right, and then we'll take up yes, okay, fine, very good. And Mridul, how to motivate when outcome is very long and competitive. This is not going to happen by external motivation. This is going to happen only by internal motivation. When I say internal motivation, that is every day before sleeping, every day after getting up, one thing should come to your mind कि I am doing these many questions. Why? Always ask this question to yourself. Why am I doing it? Why am I not going out for a movie? Why am I instead sitting at home and practicing algebra? Why am I not going out and hanging out with friends, or just going back to home if you're not at your home right now and sitting and studying? This why should be very clear, and until and unless this why is clear to you, ये याद रखना, आप ये प्रिपरेशन किसी के लिए नहीं कर रहे हो. You're not doing it for your parents, you're not doing it for your loved ones, you're not doing it for anyone. You're doing it for yourself. Be selfish here. You're doing it for yourself, because if you get an opportunity to be a part of a good B school, your life will change, and that will definitely affect your parents' life, your belongings' lives, and everyone. But yeah, it's a selfish need, guys, and you have to remind yourself every time of this fact. Okay, until unless you do that, बहुत मुश्किल है ना कर पाना. Okay, so with this, the last question which I wanted to talk about, very important one, was what graduation streams are preferred in XLRI. But before I tell you this, please like the stream, guys. Okay, stream को like कर दीजिए, and do subscribe also if you haven't done it yet. Thank you, Mridul. All right, talking about this, what graduation streams? This was a question which was asked to me in one of my comments, so I said I'll take that up in my next live session. No stream is preferred, and it might be told by Shweta Didi in her video that arts के लोगों को preference मिलती है. I think the word is not preference correct here. The word is diversity. Diversity is something on which all the top B schools are working, and when it comes to diversity, it is completely subjective depending upon the number of people who get a call. So out of so many people who gave the exam, if 1000 people got the call and उस 1000 में से 700 लोग engineers हैं, तो शायद engineers को वो diversity points ज़्यादा नहीं मिलेंगे, like 1 or 2 मिलेंगे out of 5. But out of that 1000, if only 10 or 15 are from agriculture background, then they will get the diversity points more than the ones who are engineers. You're getting my point? So it's completely subjective upon the number of people who get a call. तो इसके ऊपर डिटेल में एक वीडियो में मैं डिस्कस करूंगी. इट्स नॉट अबाउट प्रेफरेंस, इट्स अबाउट डाइवर्सिटी. एंड ऑल्सो रिमेंबर दैट दिस इज समथिंग यू कैन नॉट चेंज. तो आप हमेशा उन वेरिएबल्स पर काम कीजिए जो आपके हाथ में है ना. आपके हाथ में आपका स्कोर है, आपके हाथ में आपका जीडीपीआई है, आपके हाथ में आपका प्रेजेंटेशन स्किल्स है. एंड दिस इज व्हाट यू कैन यूज टू गेट इनटू योर टॉप बी स्कूल, राइट? So with this, I would wind up the session for today. Again, requesting you to share these videos with more and more people, guys. You know, the only gift I want back from you guys is a little more cooperation. I want this thing should spread not by ads, but by genuine word of mouth. अगर आपको सचमुच अच्छा लगा तो आप लिटरली अपने अराउंड और कुछ लोगों को बताओगे कि आप इनके साथ ये वीडियोस देख सकते हो या इनकी वीडियो से कुछ सीख सकते हो, समझ सकते हो. So I want that word of mouth spread and not a normal ad which other people are doing. Okay. So if you really found it useful, like that video, guys. Okay. Also, comment below and let me know how you felt. Okay. And yes, one most important thing, share it with more and more people. And if you haven't subscribed, then do subscribe as well. I'm really happy, Tejas, that you found it motivating, you found it helpful. And thank you so much, Binay. I'm really happy again that you found it that you actually acknowledge this efforts I'm putting in. So thank you so much, Binay and Tejas. Thank you, everyone. The last question remains the same. How was the session, guys? जो ये recorded देख रहे हो, वो मुझे comment करके please बता देना. And you guys can tell me in the chat box though, okay? How was the session? And with this, I'll wind it up. If you have any more queries and questions like that, I'll be up next Sunday, 10 p.m. live to answer all your questions. And don't worry, you can drop them below in the comment section or DM me on Instagram. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, guys. That's absolutely free and would definitely be giving you a lot of more insightful posts. Okay. Thank you, Vallabh. Thank you so much, Shayan. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Take care. A very good night to all of you. Sleep well, sleep tight, and remember that right now in your life, there should be three important things. One, your preparation. One, your health. You have to take care of your health, because if you don't take care of your health, no matter how much you study, you might not be able to perform your best. And the third one is your close relationships. They are very effective, because remember, अपने एग्जाम के प्रिपरेशन के चक्कर में अपने क्लोज रिलेशनशिप्स को पीछे मत छोड़िए. They will stay with you forever. Thank you, Binay. Thank you, Anil. Good night, everyone. Take care. Have a night. I mean, good night. See you in the next video, guys. Take care. Thank you.